Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Newman. I am a coronavirus researcher with over 20 years' experience, and this is Ask Dr. Ben. I'm going to try to answer your question. All right, our next question comes from Sarah. How's it going? Let's see. All right. I have a history of getting vaccines, and then my titers, which would be that's what we call the amount of antibodies, an antibody titer. Yeah, it's a very nice science word, but yeah, showed that I am not vaccinated, like after getting the vaccine. And my mom did the same. I've had chickenpox twice, shingles three times. Yeah, ugh. And I don't know if those could all be reoccurrences of the same thing or actual live infections. Either way, it's going to be miserable. I'm so sorry to hear this. Um, never shows vaccinated against German measles, but been vaccinated at least three times. Yeah, my goodness. I got mumps as a child after being vaccinated. All right, it sounds like, yeah, your pre B cells and B cells, or maybe it's the antigen presenting cells that show things to them, are really not very good at their job. Um, yeah, or possibly, I guess you could have a very strange HLA type, which is kind of a little clip shaped protein that shows bits of things to the immune system. And there are a couple of those that maybe are not as good at presenting any of these, but frankly, that's surprising. And I'm pleased and surprised that you're able to walk around in the world. That's very good. So, what are the chances? Is the actual question that the Moderna mRNA vaccine would actually work? In this regard, is it different, or am I at the mercy of the so far non-existent? I agree. Herd immunity. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's a thing. What if you've been vaccinated, but the vaccine doesn't take? Yeah, it's like you've done your part, you've done your best, and still your body's just not cooperating. That's unfortunate, but there are probably other people that this has happened to or will happen to. So, what are the chances? Well, the chances are better than with any of the other vaccines. How's that? In terms of the amount of mRNA that goes in, I believe the Moderna vaccine has a higher dose of mRNA that goes in, even compared to the Pfizer, although the results for Moderna and Pfizer seem to be roughly equivalent. But that is the vaccine with the highest success rate, efficacy, antibody levels, everything so far. So that's your best shot. That's what I can say confidently. And I don't know. You would want to wait until maybe 2 weeks after your second vaccine before you would do any kind of antibody test. But yeah, if that doesn't work, then you are quite literally at the mercy of herd immunity. There would be probably some benefit from the vaccine. So we tend to look at antibody titers amounts because they are easy to look at, and you can just do like a little prick of the finger and then put a little drop of blood on a thing that looks like a pregnancy test, and it will tell you if there are enough antibodies that are present that bind to the specific thing you're trying to bind in order to do something, if it's a detectable amount. But there are other components to immunity. So there are things that happen in your macrophages that can make them a little better or worse at responding to SARS-CoV-2, and the vaccines, I believe, help with that. There are also all these other components. There are T cells, and you may have awesome T cell responses that are making up for what sounds like, I hate to say it, but what sounds like a kind of a lazy antibody response. Yeah, I don't know how to light a fire under your immune system, and I suspect there's no good way to actually do that. But if you are actually walking around the world and not living inside of a little bubble, being fed, I don't know, Alpo by robot arms or something terrible like that, then chances are it means that some of the other components of your immune system, your natural killer cells, may be, A plus. Yeah. Same with all of your various varieties of T cells. They may be working overtime and getting the job done. And I think that's the cool thing about the human immune system. We've got a pretty sophisticated one with a lot of different options that could keep you safe. And the nice thing is that you don't always need all of them to be working together, although that's, definitely the optimal case. But yeah, that's an interesting. If somebody ever does a study on your immune system and figures out exactly what's going on there, I would be very interested to read and learn more about this. Because that is not something that I know about, but there you go. I'm a lowly virologist, and immunology is beautiful, but to some extent a mystery to me. So there you go. That's as close as I can get to an answer. I think going for the Moderna or the Pfizer is your best chance, but I would say take additional precautions. Because there's not anything better that you can be doing. And your case is another reason why it'd be nice if the herd got its butt in motion and, picked up the slack in terms of herd immunity. Because people like you don't really have any other choice. We're basically the shield that is going to protect you. And so yeah, I would hope that more of the little links in that chain would do their part, because that's going to be your best chance of making it through this without getting COVID. So, very interesting question. Thank you very much for writing in with that. And that is fascinating. Yeah, love to read more. This has been Ask Dr. Ben.